right, here we go. In 3, 2, the entrance music. Oh my God, it's him. He's back. It's Josh Jacko, This Week in Sports. Welcome to our humble abode here in our compound. You don't try to attack this place. We got zombie blinds. Straight up. This Week in Sports. A lot of stuff going on. The last episode of 2022. Oilers come out with a big win against the Flames the other night. I'm going to watch the Oilers in Seattle tomorrow night. By the time this comes out, I'm sure I'll be there yelling water. Hopefully not getting kicked out. Going to go watch my first NFL game, Seahawks versus Jets. We'll get into that as well. And the Twish for this week, there's some stories. There's some stories for Twish. But trying to keep this quick. I got a flight to get to in a little bit here. So I don't even ask you how much time we got on this fucking thing. So, but we'll be good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We'll see.
Keep it short, like you said.
Yeah. No, but first and foremost, the Edmonton Oilers, we pulled out a big W in Calgary the other night. 2-1 victory. McDavid with the game winner. I think we were watching that, the end of the game. You cooked up some amazing steaks that night. Knocked my ass out on the couch. I'm freaking dozing off and shit. And then I think you were watching that movie on Netflix there, Knives Out, and Knives Out 2. And I caught a little bit of it, but that steak fucked me up. So I was passing out, and then I wake up after the movie, and we're like, oh yeah, the game's on. Tie game in Calgary, 1-1, close. It's a close attested affair. Could be anyone's game. And then, sure enough, as soon as I turn on the game, Connor McDavid scores the game winner. I think it was, again, his first shot of the game. And, it was dope. We were able to lock it down, for the most part, pretty well. I mean, they did try to bring it. The Flames did. But when we get a W in the Saddle Dome, there's nothing better than that. There's no better feeling than getting a big win in Calgary against the Flames, because our fans are way better than their fans. I think we talked about this. We have more passion for our team than they don't care as much as we do about our team, Calgary Flames fans.
No,
they don't. And I'm going to compare them to Toronto Maple Leafs fans in the sense that even Toronto Maple Leafs fans care more about the Leafs. Leafs fans are delusional. They care about their team way too much, right? Flames fans, they're casual. They don't even really care that much. And it's I don't know, I was about to say it's kind of sad, but as an Oilers fan, that's exactly how I want it. With that said, I always ask myself this question when I talk shit about these teams. If I ever given the opportunity to cover these teams, how would I treat it? How would I react to it? How would I be with it? It's tough. But in any profession that a person is in, you have to be a professional, no matter what. And I would, but it would be tough at first to get over it and to actually cover the Flames. I don't know what would be worse, covering the Flames or covering the Leafs. I think covering the Leafs would be almost worse, because their fans are just, like I said, they're delusional. They're like, oh, we're so good, we're so great, and then the playoffs happen every single fucking year. And every single fucking year, nothing happens for them. Every single year. Oh, getting riled up here for no reason. Oilers in Seattle. I think they're either flying there tonight. They actually might be in Seattle right now. I'm flying to Vancouver. At the time we're recording this, I'm flying to Vancouver in a few hours. And then driving down with my cousin Morgan. Shout out Morgan. We're driving down to Seattle tomorrow, morning-ish. Got an Airbnb booked in Seattle, closer to downtown than my last Airbnb when I was in Seattle. a lot closer to downtown. And so we're gonna go check in tomorrow. We're gonna drive down. I think it's like a 3 or 4 hour drive from Vancouver to Seattle. It's not even as far as Edmonton to Calgary, but there's so much traffic and shit. It takes a little longer, and obviously you have to go through the border too, right? So that's gonna take some time. Gonna drive down to Seattle. I told our Airbnb dude like our check-in time. We'll be there around like 4 o'clock or some shit, and that should give us enough time to get ready. Go get ready for the game. Get our gear on and shit. Go downtown because I think the game. I'm pretty sure the game is 7 o'clock. It's hilarious. I'm this close to it. I don't even know what time the games are at. 7 o'clock local in Seattle, so it might be 8 o'clock here. By the time this thing comes out, you probably know the result of the game. But, yeah, no. So I was just thinking about when I'm gonna yell water, because there is gonna be a point in the whole game. I'm not gonna yell it like I was at the Blue Jays game. And if you guys know me, you know the water story. Getting kicked out of Safeco Field for yelling water, sneaking back in.
Same field?
Yeah, the Kraken are playing on the baseball field. So I'm gonna do that probably in the third period or something. I don't know. Who knows? I'll fucking post about it. Who gives a fuck? I'm gonna yell water just for nostalgic sake. And what I really would be mind blown about is if someone in the crowd looks up, it's like, oh my god, it's him. Because there were so many people that seen me get kicked out of Safeco Field back in, holy fuck, what year was that? That was a while ago.
It was like 20 years ago.
I think that was 2018. Yeah, that was 2018. 2018? 2019. Fuck, I don't know. It was so many years ago. But there was a lot of people that seen me get kicked out, and then there was the same amount of people seen me sneak back in and yell it again. And if there's anybody, if anyone recognizes me from that, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking ejaculate. Like, it's gonna be amazing. So, Kraken, Oilers tomorrow, huge matchup. If we're talking like sports wise and all jokes aside and all that shit. We're neck and neck in the standings. The Kraken and the Oilers. We're tied right now, as of this moment, at 40 points apiece. We have the advantage in wins by 1. We're 19-15-2. They're 18-11-4. We have 40 points each. We're 1 back of the Flames because they pull out a W whenever. Who gives a fuck? And so this is a huge game, and I'm so excited for it. This will only be my 4th arena watching an NHL game in, 2 of which have been in Edmonton. Rexall Rogers, I went and seen a game in the Saddle Dome in Calgary. That's another story that, if you know me, you know I've been to that crazy Rumble in the Jungle down in Calgary. And so this will be only my 3rd city watching an NHL game in. And this is the newest team in the league, so I'm super excited about that. Going with my cousin Morgan, and it's gonna be dope. There's a lot of shit on the line because tiebreakers, if we end up being close to them in the stands at the end of the year or tied with them in points, the tiebreakers now go to the head-to-head matchups. So a lot on the line here, even though it's end of December. And we're moving into 2023. It's going to be a big game, and I'm stoked for that. On the other side of the trip, after New Year's, like New Year's is going to be like a shit show for me. Like, so we're driving to Seattle tomorrow. We're watching the game. The next night is New Year's Eve in Seattle. The way me and Morgan are planning it, my cousin who I'm going down there with, the way we're planning it is we're gonna meet some people at the Oilers game, at the Kraken game, see where the party's at for the next night, right? See, what's going on, where's all the good bars, what's happening, what are you doing, this and that, and then we're gonna coordinate based on that for New Year's Eve, we're obviously going to be downtown. We're going to see what kind of bless you, see what kind of fireworks they have, and shit they have downtown Seattle. But here's the thing: the Seahawks game is on the 1st, and it starts at like noon or some shit. Yeah. Like let me double check here. Like, oh my god, I don't even know how much sleep I'm gonna get. Honestly, like it's.
You have a choice here.
yes. It's like, do I sleep or so? It's 2:05 local here in Edmonton. So it's 1:00. Okay. So it's 1:00 in Seattle. 1 p.m. The game starts on the 1st. I want to go tailgating because this is my first NFL game, right? So I want to go down there like a couple hours early and see the shit show that the tailgate is, right? So that's going to be like 11. So I got to be up probably by like 10 o'clock in the morning on New Year's Day, after being out probably till the butt crack of fucking dawn.
Like 3 or 4 at least.
Yeah. I don't know what time their bars close. I can't remember last time we were there.
I'm pretty sure it's 2.
Oh yeah, how do you know that?
And isn't everywhere 2?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You're usually so intoxicated by 2 a.m. you don't even remember what time it is.
Go to 2, go to bed.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking, right? I might have to call it an early night, or I keep the gong show going, and I just keep it going.
That's so dangerous.
It's so dangerous, bro. It's crazy. I guarantee. I said this for weeks now. It's gonna be a gong show, and my cousin Morgan, she doesn't like football, so she's not coming to the game. But that might be smart on her part. But I'm not. I swear, fucking swear, I'm not going to be hungover for this. I'm not going to be hungover. So I'm either going to get some sleep, enough sleep, or I'm going to keep it going. Yeah, I know it's going to be crazy.
I'm going to get enough sleep after I don't know, New Year's Eve
to go to a football game, my first NFL game. So yeah, the Seahawks are playing the Jets, and it's actually both teams need this W to keep their playoff hopes alive. So it's the second last game of the year for both teams, and both teams have a 7-8 record, and they're both in the hunt, quote unquote, in the hunt is what they call it in the NFL for the playoff spot, a wild card spot. So with only 2 games left in the season, whoever loses this game is probably going to be eliminated from playoff contention. So it's huge. It's freaking huge. And it all works out perfectly. And I'm so blessed to have it all line up the way it is lining up. Like the Oilers playing down there on the 30th, New Year's the next day, and then a football game the next day. It couldn't be better. And I'm so fucking excited for it. Like every time I think about it, like I feel like a 11-year-old girl going on her first date, like just like so excited, and just like you know how they all do, just rubbing their hands together, right? That's my kind of exciting thing. Don't give me that.
An 11-year-old girl is rubbing her hands together, ready for a date. I'm ready.
Isn't that what they all do?
She's waiting at the door, rubbing her hands together. I'm ready. I'm ready for him.
Thanks for bailing me out on that. As soon as I said that, I was like, cancel culture.
I'm so ready. So ready for him. I'm 11 and I'm ready.
So this is going to be a New Year's for the books. All my New Year's are they're all record breaking. They're all fucking mint. And that brings me to This Week in Sports History. Well, I teased to This Week in Sports History. I just want to give a couple of shout outs here to a couple of things before I get to that. And first and foremost, we all seen it, we all know it, and he adds another one to it. Alexander Ovechkin, ladies and gentlemen. second all time. Second all time. They need a standing ovation for
people, fucking give up more. Fucking
Alex Ovechkin just scored his 803rd goal tonight. Holy fuck. So he obviously passes Mr. Hockey this week in sports. And it's surreal whenever I say every time I say like he has 800 some odd goals, it's a trip. Who has 800 goals? 3 people.
The weirdest thing in my mind is that I've been hearing this name since I was a kid.
Ovi.
Yeah. I've been hearing Alexander Ovechkin.
He did start in since we were kids. Yeah, it was 05.
It's Christmas time right now. And I just remember hearing his name for as long as I could remember.
Yeah. I remember when he came into the league, it was the lockout year. And then Crosby came in the next year. But Ovi didn't play the year that he was drafted because of the lockout, right? So they started the same time, and that's why there's always been this comparison between the two superstars. But there's no fucking with Ovechkin's goal scoring. There just isn't. I mean, if Leon can score like 2/3 of the goals that he scored, that's a Hall of Fame career, right? What Ovechkin is doing is absolutely incredible. He has 803 goals. What the fuck? He has 803 goals, and there's no sign of him slowing down. He's going to break Gretzky's record, and that's either going to happen. That's not going to happen next year. It might happen in 2 seasons from now. And fuck, so much has happened in this past year in 2022. I can't imagine what 2023 is going to bring. I can't imagine what 2024 is going to bring. But this year in sports has been amazing, and the fact that we've been able to continue this podcast and doing video now and all that, I can't even imagine what the future brings for it. I mean, I just started this for practice. I still do it just for practice, right? And the fact that people watch and listen, I really, really, really appreciate it. And before I get to this week in sports history, I would like to say thank you to everyone that has watched this and listened to this shit. You guys are the real ones. You guys should be in the studio audience with the rest of these people. Give yourself a round of applause, people. No, real talk though. I whenever people say like, "Oh, I watched that episode," I can't freaking believe it. Like, we try to make it fun. We try to make it entertaining. I try to keep it not just about sports, but about other shit and entertaining stuff. And I really, really appreciate anyone that does watch this or listen to it. It means a lot. It does. And you guys are the real ones, because I am doing this whole sports broadcasting thing. It's happening. It's fucking happening. There's no denying it. The proof is in the pudding. Right? I do baseball in the summer. I'm doing hockey now. I'm going to do some more Indian relay next year. And yeah, no, it's this whole sports broadcasting adventure this year has been incredible. Can you believe that it's been like a year and a half that we've been doing this fucking thing? Like, it's crazy.
No, it doesn't even feel like it.
It doesn't feel like it. It feels like, what, like 6 months or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think this is like episode like 62 or something. And yeah, no, I just got to say thank you to everyone that watches and listens. You guys are awesome. Appreciate it. So this week in sports history, I'll just do a little a quick personal story, because I like doing shit for my New Year's. I like doing shit for my New Year's Eve. I go places. I've been to Vegas for New Year's Eve. I've been to Australia. I've been to the Dominican Republic. Pick a country. Which story do you want to hear, Caleb, for the people? Australia, Dominican Republic, or Vegas?
Let's go Vegas, baby.
I was hoping you're not going to pick that.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Well,
I mean, hold on.
no, it's all good. It's
We'll
all good.
cut
No,
that
no,
out.
no. I'll go to Vegas. I'll go to Vegas. I'll go to Vegas. So we went to Vegas. This was with a ex-girlfriend of mine, and we had it all planned out. Everything was good. That was the year I was working Christmas. I was working on Christmas up in Fort McMurray, right? And I needed a new passport. So I got my girlfriend to go pick up the pass. It's actually relatively easy to pick up someone else's passport at a passport office. It's way easier than applying for the passport.
Shit.
Dude, you just need like a note saying, this person can pick up my passport.
He's grabbing my passport.
Yeah, yeah. And so she went and picked up my passport. We left. We flew there, and these shitty airlines fucking suck, man. So I took Swoop. I'm dropping names. I don't give a fuck.
Swoop?
And Swoop is part of actually the Riverhawks, though. So I'm talking about one of our sponsors. But their seats don't recline at all.
Great airline. Seats don't recline.
Yeah.
But I mean, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have one.
Well, no, I mean, I think the funny thing is too, they had the button. They had the button to recline it, but it didn't recline.
They disabled it.
Yeah, well, maybe just stuff another couple rows in there or something.
Great airline.
Great airline.
Again.
Great airline.
Everything else was great.
Everything was great.
You can't recline.
You can't recline.
I'm sure it's an economy thing.
It totally is. I was trying to pass out on it because that's my thing. I try to pass out on the flight. Just pass out and transport me to another place.
But
And I
you're
couldn't.
like, you're slightly leaning.
Well, I'm like sitting like this. I'm like sleeping like this. Like
Not only can you can't recline, you're slightly leaning forward.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
no, not like this. You're like this. You're like this. And so yeah, we get to Vegas and we went there for New Year's. That was the whole plan. It was cold. It was way colder than I thought it was going to be. Stupid me. I was like, let's pack some swim gear. I packed my trunks. She packed a bikini, and we were. This is my second time going to Vegas. They have a lot of outdoor pools there, and I thought we could just go swimming in an outdoor pool. There was no outdoor pool. They were all drained.
Yeah.
Yeah, the temperature was like 10 degrees.
Yeah, it's winter.
Yeah. I was like, yo, it's a desert. Like, I'm sure it'll be okay.
You're not going to Ecuador, bro.
I know, a fucking idiot, man. So yeah, we weren't able to swim or anything. I don't know if I should say this on the pod here, but the whole hype for the New Year's fireworks and everything, they shut down the whole strip. Like, there's no cars on the strip or anything. Like, they closed it off to traffic. But people aren't like really out and about like when I went the first time because it's winter. Yeah, it's cold, right? So we went kind of exploring here and there. It was a really good time. I really enjoyed it, but ended up without getting into too much detail. Ended up going back to the room at about 10:30, 11 p.m. Sitting on the bed, pass out. Wake up at like 12:45.
No way.
What the fuck happened? What time is it? What the fuck? Missed it all. Missed the whole celebration. But I was with my cousin Amy and her family, with her husband Greg, and they told me it wasn't anything spectacular.
At least they recorded it on their 3DS.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the way they described it. It was like I wasn't missing that much, which was okay. I was like, all right. So that's my Vegas story for New Year's. I think last year, I told the Australia story or something. I have stories every New Year's. Like, I always try to make it an event and make
stories every time you go out.
Every time I leave the house, a story
you
happens.
come back. Oh, story time! I'm like, you fucking menace.
Yeah, yeah. No, a lot of stuff happens around me, and I'm actually fortunate of it because I have shit to talk about, and it's not just a normal boring life. But headed to Seattle, catching the flight in a little bit here. I again, I really appreciate everyone listening. And the end of 2022, this is our last episode of this year. And I really, really thank anyone that's listening to this point. You guys are the real OGs. I fucking love you. And 2022 was a fucking trip as far as sports broadcasting. Like, all this shit happened all this past year. I cannot even imagine what next year is going to be like. I can't even fathom it based on what happened this year. Like, whew. Thank you very much. This is going to be the thumbnail right here, Caleb. Oh yeah, one real quick story. I found the Seattle Cup in our freaking cupboard. I don't know where it came from. I don't know who got it, how it ended up there.
Yuck.
Yeah, there was some questionable residue on the rims, but that's okay. It adds some flavor. But this is perfect. The Seattle Cup. Let me do a nice pose for you to get a thumbnail for the thing.
Yeah.
Cheers. And once again, thank you all to listening to this episode of This Week in Sports. Check you out in 23.